Assalamualaikum and hello everybody. This is Dr. Suzy again. Today we will start our first topic related to treatment and management of wastewater. The objectives that you will obtain throughout this topic are to learn the different sources of wastewater. You will also learn the compositions and characteristics of wastewater, to learn the importance of wastewater treatment. You also learn the different treatment processes of wastewater, and towards the end, the objective is to learn the treatment and disposal of sludge and biosolid. Okay, now let us see the flow of our lessons for these wastewater treatment topics. Starts with the sources of wastewater, either point or non-point sources, followed by characteristics of wastewater. Remember, wastewater is not only categorized as nuisance, smelly and unwanted water, but as a chemical engineer, you will be looking at the wastewater into their chemical, physical and biological characteristics. After identifying the characteristics of wastewater, then only the chemical engineers able to identify suitable treatment of wastewater. Here we will learn different stages of treatments: pre-treatment, primary treatment, secondary treatment, tertiary or advanced treatment. A lot of treatment, right? But interestingly, by the end of this topic, you will be an expert and you know the suitable treatment for a specific type of wastewater. The wastewater does not end after treating the water only, but we have to learn on the treatment and disposal of sludge and biosolid. Now let us learn what is wastewater. A simple description of wastewater is used water from any combination of domestic, industrial, commercial, or agricultural activities, surface runoff or stormwater, and any sewer inflow or sewer infiltration. There are different types of wastewater. Sewage, we call it, normally refer to domestic wastewater from household, municipal wastewater from community, while industrial effluent normally refers to any discharge of wastewater industrial processes or the byproducts. Alright, let us see this photo. Do you think you can identify the origins or sources of this pollution? Can you guess? Okay, this is why the importance for us to understand point and non-point sources. In fact, recently in Malaysia, there are major pollutions occur. Kim River. So any of you follow up on these cases? Water pollution coming from wastewater may consist of endocrine disruptors, PCBs and other chemicals, nutrient and other runoff, including sediments. So where this pollution is coming from? It can be categorized by its source, either point source or non-point source. So now, point source pollution is pollution that can be traced directly back to its source, such as pipe coming out of a factory or a leaking underground tank. Let us look at these simple illustrations. The activities situated on the right side normally discharge their wastewater through a pipeline or a small river that later channel to the open water bodies like sea, river or lakes. The pollutants discharged can be traced back from which industries based on their operation. Point sources pollution is generally easy to find or traced. Non-point source pollution is a little bit more difficult to trace back to its source. Non-point source pollutants can be coming from anywhere. The substances normally get washed into waterways from land from so many sources that it is almost impossible to find the actual source and stop the pollutions. Here some example. Fertilizer spreading when it rains and enters lakes or river. Also goes to the soap that you use to wash your car in the driveway. In soap, it contains various chemical substances that wash out when it rains and enter the water bodies. Another simple example, yet common for us to see, is the leak from patches of oil in the parking lot. When it rains, again, it can run off to the stormwater area. You can get more example from the illustration shows for non-point sources. So normally, for non-point sources, we can't point fingers to one person or one industry that you are to be blamed. So guys, fortunately, a lot of problems associated with point sources pollution have been fixed by Malaysian Environmental Act 127. For this one, I tell you guys that you will be learning environmental legislation in the next topics. The real problem these days are the non-point source pollutants, which are much harder to find and control. So that's it. Point and non-point sources. See you next for wastewater characterization. Bye.